Hey everyone, my name is Ivan. Today we're going to take a long-term look at the Dell XPS 15 9560. It's the 2017 model, and I'm sure the 2018 model is coming out soon with some new specs. But let's just take a look at the old one and see how it's been holding up for the last 8 months since I first got it. We're going to take a look at battery, screen, how the performance is doing, games, things like that. Let's just go right into it and see how it's doing. So I got the model with the i7 7700HQ, 8 gigs of RAM, GTX 1050 with 4 gigs of VRAM, 256 gigs of storage, a 1080p screen, and a fingerprint reader. The additional fingerprint reader was $30 on top of the base price, and it's been doing really well. The fingerprint reader is a little bit inaccurate sometimes. Sometimes I do have to do it more than once, and it gets off. It could be something to do with the drivers or Microsoft itself. But most of the time, 90% of the time, it does work fine, no problems, which is great. So onto the build quality laptop. The aluminum chassis has been holding up great for the last 8 months. No problems there. There's a little nick on the corner of my laptop, but it's barely noticeable. Top and bottom have been holding up great. I do keep my laptop safe in my backpack. There's a little laptop sleeve that it goes into. It's felted and everything, so when I bring it to and from work or school, it's always there. I always find that when I open the laptop to the keyboard and trackpad, it's also been holding up really great. There's not too much wear. The trackpad, if you use a computer, there's always bound to be something there at the end of the 8 months. So you can see a little bit of wear there, but keyboard's been doing okay. I'm getting used to the little chiclet style keys. I've never had anything like that before. So if you aren't used to it, or if you have a Mac, it might be easier. So moving on, rendering a 1080p video isn't too bad. It does take about 8 minutes to finish from start to end. However, it does get the job done, and it is portable and light, so you can never argue with that. If you want to play games on the laptop, Overwatch and League of Legends easily hit 60 frames per second on medium to high settings. However, if you play something like PUBG, it's super unoptimized, so you're only going to get around 45 frames per second on low settings. Keeping in mind, this is only outdoors, so if you're in indoors, it does hit around 50 to 60, but when you're out in the field, it does take a little longer to play. I opted for the smaller 74 watt-hour battery compared to the bigger 97. You can get the 97 watt-hour battery on some specs of the computer, however, mine did not come with it, and I actually prefer the smaller battery because if you get the smaller one, you do get an extra space for SSD or hard drive installation. You just have to buy some screws and a mounting hardware off Amazon. I think it's $20. Once you get that, you can slap on anything you want. And it's good for me because I'm a video editor, and those 4K footage, can't fit in 256 gig SSD. So I doubled that, and it's been working since, no problems there. If you can find this laptop used for around 12 to 1300 Canadian dollars or around 950 US dollars, it's a great buy still. I would suggest you go for the bigger battery. The 97 watt-hour battery does last quite a bit longer, so it's up to you. If you think you need the battery, then that's you. If you want the storage, you can try to get the smaller one and just buy the extra accessories on Amazon. The build is still really good. It's really strong. Here you go. I mean, come on, it's great. Just get one for yourself and happy birthday, Thank you guys so much for watching my very first video on the Dell XPS 15. I really appreciate you guys watching it. This is my very first video, so give me some feedback and stuff. But leave some comments down below on what you think will be on the next Dell XPS 15, the 2018 version. I hope that please put a 1050 Ti. Please, Dell. Please.